As you know, every week we do the language mangler. It kind of goes over what mistakes myself or Joe made in pronouncing things. And I seem to be winning, I don't know if that's the correct term, every week. So we decided that I might have an issue, a speech impediment. I don't know if that's the term. But joining us now is an actual speech pathologist, which is hard to say for someone who can't speak. Which is kind of cruel to name your profession. It's just mocking the people that need help.
Speech doc. That's what it should be.
So, Dr. Donna, welcome to the show.
Hello. It's fun to be here.
We're glad to have you. Now, Robbie, our producer, played you some of my mistakes, if you will.
Not some, all.
All of them? Well, that had to be a long...
Well, wait a minute. Before we get into that, Robbie, can you play this week's language mangler so we can kind of have a full... We don't even know what it is for this week.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay.
And now, the Rob and Joe Show, Language Mangler of the Week.
By the way, is it me or is it Rob?
You had one, but Rob obviously is the ultimate winner here, so...
Let's hear it.
All right, first of all, here's my one from Joe. Joe likes to say, you feel what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying a lot.
Yeah, I don't say feel, but go ahead.
Well, you did. You said, and it came out, you feel 'em seance.
Go ahead.
Well, jewelry has value. You feel what I'm saying? So if he's...
I understood that perfect.
Yeah, I tripped a little. I got you.
I think I need a little more time on that one.
Yeah, I think I just got a different thought mid-talk. Do you have an opinion on that, Dr. Donna?
Not on that one. I think I could really comment more on some of the other ones that I heard yesterday.
Right.
I want help from you, Dr. Donna.
Well, I actually think you have it within your grasp. But I think a lot of it is called speed control.
Yes, my girlfriend has an issue with that too.
I think that actually it's really a pretty not horrible thing to have.
Before you do the solution, can we hear more of what I need to fix, Robbie?
Yes, I'm going to play you the two from last week, and you can take your pick. Which one's the winner? Rob tried to say the word albino.
Yes.
And it comes out Arbano.
Good.
How does the albino thing work?
That's like the name of a cigar.
And then the other one was, I like this one. I think probably this one's my favorite. Instead of saying Olympics, Rob says Limix.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the Olympics are this year, right? Well, that's a good example because that is a speed control issue. Because instead of saying Olympics, I just say the Olympics.
That's
the
Olympics.
Right. And I do that a lot. I realize that I do that a lot.
Well, fix him.
I think that a technical description of it would be what speech pathologists, and you are right about the title, I think it is such a mouthful. I don't know why they ever did that. But I think speech therapist works just fine for most people.
I prefer that.
I do too, actually. But Olympics just would really amount to syllable deletion.
I am a serial syllable deleter. I do that a lot.
Yes,
Instead of saying remember, I say member.
Exactly. You do. You've diagnosed it yourself.
Yeah.
And I think with regard to the Olympics, the and the P are both made in the same place in the mouth. And it's kind of like you stopped a little too soon. So instead of getting the stop part, you got the Olympics. No, you got limix. And it's actually quite logical. It makes a lot of sense from a mechanical standpoint.
Do I take a painkiller? Painkiller?
Painkiller? Is that what you said?
You got to work on that control of the foot on the accelerator, or in this case, the mouth on the accelerator.
I have a handicap. Can I have handicap sticker on my car?
Not for driving, I don't think. Slowing down is really the answer, but I wouldn't really be surprised if you were to tell me that you may have worked on your speech when you were a little kid.
I did.
Now, I wonder how I knew that.
Because it's what you do for a living. I would hope that you would know that.
Exactly. That's right. It all works perfectly when you're at, say 50 miles an hour. But if you get up above 70, it breaks down.
Now, you speak very deliberately.
Yeah.
I would say I would say if you were a driver, you would be driving 50 in a 55.
Well, it is in this circumstance, but I have my moments when I let go and let it rip too. So
Well, what do I
You get
do to
crazy.
fix this?
maybe what you should do is kind of come up with like a series of speed limits that would work for you. For example, 75 that'd be fine with your pals. 55 to 60 when you're on your show.
Right.
And maybe if it's anything serious with your girlfriend. And you better stick to 35 when you're with old people or little kids.
Now, I would consider myself one of Rob's pals, but I would appreciate it if he stayed around the 50s with me. Think that's overstepping my bounds?
I'll try, Joe.
I think it would be great, but I think it's really hard when you're in the business you're in because you're trying to fit so much in to every minute.
Is it possible, Dr. Donna, that I am so much smarter than other people and I have more to say and my brain moves faster than my mouth can keep up with? I'm
That's
smarter
not possible, right?
I think you're kind of on the right track in the
Yes.
sense that really smart people don't ever talk like this.
Right.
So,
He also has
But-
horrible handwriting. Is that part of it, too?
I do have horrible handwriting.
not surprising. I bet you worked on handwriting too when you were a kid.
Well, that's the problem. I didn't work on it. I just let it be awful.
Well, now
My
you
greatest
don't even-
year of school was 4th grade. I got 6 A's and 1 C. C was in handwriting. So clearly I was
Oh.
dominating everything except for handwriting.
All right,
The
well,
A
I have a
makes
question on
thing.
the intelligence thing.
Okay,
You heard last week where he had problems with the word dwarf.
I did.
Now, that's not syllable deletion.
No, that's just
No.
idiocy, right?
Right.
It's
I'm-
a
I-
dwarf. Or it's
I mean,
an extra.
How do you get to his age and not know that there's a
Well,
W in that
can
word?
I, before you respond, he wasn't trying to say dwarf and it was coming out dwarf. This idiot thought that it was called dwarf. That's different than, that's not anything about your speech. That's just not knowing for 40 years on this planet. He thought it was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That's what he thought.
So isn't that the exact opposite of what you were just saying?
Well, it is the exact opposite, but the real question is, so Rob, did you think the word was dwarf or dwarf?
To me, that sounds 99% the same.
Ah, well, I think that would be what we would call an auditory discrim problem. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
discrimination. You learned it, you put it in your brain, and that's the way it is in that brain. It's just, but actually, it makes a lot of sense to me because it would certainly go on the list of all-time hardest words to pronounce in English.
Okay, say thank you.
What? You
So I
think-
can't
So-
pronounce the hardest word of all time. Wow.
Wait a minute.
Well, no, because the "d" is up front, then the next one is on the lips, then you got to move to the back for the R, and then you got to move up front again for the F. So if you got all that at high speed, something's going to fall out.
And I know that I have a lot of important things to say, so why do all that when I can just say dwarf and they know what I'm talking about?
I think it's lazy talk. That's what I think.
I think it's smart. So if I was talking to someone as smart as me, we would just be speaking like member day, dwarf. We would know what we were saying because we would shorten everything.
I think that wouldn't be too far from the mark, yeah.
I like Dr. Don.
I don't agree with Dr.
What we've learned is I'm probably smarter than most people. And I just need to slow down so other people that quite aren't at my level can understand what I'm saying.
Are you
Correct.
able to prescribe drugs as a doctor?
No.
Oh, because
No,
I think Rob
No
needs that.
drugs. You could use your digital voice recorder to practice.
Seems like work.
But
He's not
It
going to do
is
that.
work.
Yeah.
It is work. But put up a sign in front of you with the different speed limits, you know, and then think about your audiences. And
Yes.
you know, just like driving down the road.
I completely
and
agree.
You
He
see
should do that.
35 and you say, whoops, I'm going to get a ticket for this.
I'm going to make my screensaver 55 miles per hour. So whenever I do the show, that'll pop up. And I'll just know just to
that's a
slow
great
it down
idea.
a little bit.
Let me know how it works.
We still don't know to this day what quep people are.
Let's not worry about that. You're going to know how it works, Dr. Donna, because you're going to start listening to our show every Monday night and download us on iTunes. Is that correct?
It is.
Hey,
Well,
Dr.
thank you, Dr.
thanks.
Donna,
Yeah.
for describing me as a genius. Love you for that. Appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Donna.
It was fun.